There we go. Bottom left side of the map, we have a Red Brothers player fighting for the Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Zest. Just me as the... Oh, wait, I can turn this up a little bit over here. There we go. Get the excitement running. Is the music off? No, it's there. Alright. There we go. Get that in my ears. Lovely. Top right side, the Alpha X Protoss in the blue. It is classic. We're looking forward to seeing what these guys can do, of course, in the PvP community. It's a rough world, rough environment to stay around, stay alive. Zest has been doing a pretty good job with it so far. Classic. I'll need to see more PvP of his side. Though it's nice to see Classic getting better and better recently with his performance. Some people saying that, you know what, after he got back from military, he was already back in prime shape. I'm not even sure if I entirely agree with that statement, just because of a couple of games that I did see him play and some, you know, some mistakes that you wouldn't really expect from the highest of tier pro players. Now, excuse me. But yeah, I suppose you have that with all of the pro players at some point in time, right? You're going to be like, alright, not the best control here, but that's fine. Interesting little wall-off here from Classic. I believe there's a gap here for units to get in between. I don't think there's a gap here, at least I hope not. Might be. How did this go wrong? Did he mess up maybe the pylon placements? Second gateway couldn't fit in between here. No, he could have done it anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't know exactly. Alright. Zest investing in the pylon to block the Nexus overall. And Zone base just chilling with the Sentry and the Stalker. Second Stalker here for Classic still being hidden. Doesn't want to let his opponent know that he's got the firepower of two Stalkers rather than just the one and the Sentry. There's the Nexus. Both of them coming up around the same time. Neither of these players really looking like they're in any particular kind of trouble. These three sentries actually, with four Stalkers coming up over. If they get a good engagement going on those Stalkers, maybe. This could turn into something here. There's the Stalkers, the sentries not quite available just yet. And ooh, okay. You know what, that is working out so far for Zest. Working out favourably. I don't ever really expect sentries to do that much in the battles, but you know, if you have three of them, apparently they are about as good as a single Stalker. And he gets another one. Wow, that is devastating there for Classic. Coming in with a superior Stalker count, but losing two extra Stalkers over his opponent. That's rough. That is quite rough. Now we'll have the Blink upgrade a little bit sooner as he hasn't gone for this amount of gas investing into units. So Zest a little bit behind on this, but of course he will have all that energy already stockpiling up. It's going to mean a bit more scouting information for him, perhaps with the hallucinations or whatever he wants to do with it down the line later on. That's the Forge for Classic. Wants to start working on the upgrades here. Would assume it's not going to be too far removed in the future for Zest here as well. Zest and Classic played yesterday too in the Brawlers Club. Ooh, that is interesting. How did that go? How did that go, Bitterwood? Giving us the inside information. Kind of like this hallucinated Phoenix. Giving Zest some inside information as well. Sees pretty much everything here. Third bases around the same time for both players as well. Classic won 3-2. Oh, it does sound like it got quite close. Well, Zest was just clowning in some games, alright. Well, so far, right now, Zest definitely not clowning around here. Has 26 army supply versus 20. Classic here needs to get a good couple of force suits. There we go, that's alright. Doesn't have Blink just quite yet. Oh, that is a shame. It's kind of funny how Blink is done at the same time. I guess Zest investing a bit more Chrono Boost into getting his Blink out a bit sooner. Go jump forwards onto the shield battery. Target fire from Classic. Doing alright. Start didn't immediately go perfectly, but now with the Immortal here as well, things are going quite swimmingly. Zest was just losing probes to Oracles a lot. I see. Yeah. Zest can't climb an Alpha X offense, or Sushi will get him. Isn't the Brawler Club also an Alpha X offense? I'm not even sure anymore. Isn't everything an Alpha X offense at this point? Hasn't Sushi already conquered the world of StarCraft 2? Hasn't it happened yet? 2 Adepts. Jumping onto the probes. There we go. 2 probes. Not too bad, especially because he's going to get more over here in the third base. Stalkers jumping on the opportunity. Eager little fellas. Charge coming in for Classic a little bit sooner with the +2 attack as well already on the way. I guess Zest not too far off, but maybe a little opportunity could arise from that situation. I'm curious to see the units lost tab here as well. Yeah, definitely in Zest's favor here. Definitely in his favor. Classic, I think he's been mining a little. No, never mind. No, never mind. That is not mining better or a lot more efficiently. 3 Immortals for Classic. Is that enough to make up for this disparity in Stalker numbers? 11 more Stalkers here for Zest. Ooh, almost, almost 12. Good blink away from Classic there. Very quick reaction. Classic moves away a little bit as well with the War Prism. Sends off the Zealots right now, while the Wolf is on his doorstep. Could be a little bit scary. Classic definitely trying to be careful here with those Immortals, realizing there are sentries involved. And of course those Blink Stalkers eager to jump on an opportunity to get on top of those Immortals as well. There's the shield battery overcharge. Will it hold? Will it be enough? That War Prism from Classic still moving along the track as well, but maybe those 4 Zealots would have been a crucial ally in this battle right here. Still 2 Immortals remaining for Classic. Zest still has his own Immortal as well from the back, just shooting away. Definitely doing quite a number on whatever is in the very forefront of Classic's army. Now he's lost his Immortals. The Zealots are here, but yeah, it's only 4 Zealots. Zest takes it quite handsomely. Romanticide. Neither of these players trying to get any type of quick low ground wall. It's not really the Korean way, I suppose. Or at least I haven't noticed that many Korean Protoss players try to do something like that. Seems to be more something that is floating around on the EU side of things. Those crazy Europeans. Crazy, I tell you. You never quite know what kind of crazy stuff they do in the StarCraft. Europeans. Silly bunch. Alright, so... Used to be pretty similar as it was last game. We're just following the probes around for now. Hopefully Classic not gonna lose those Stalkers initially, of course, as well. This time around would be making things a little bit easier for him. He's gonna continue forwards with the... Oh, no, never mind. Started up 2 Stalkers and actually cancels one of them. Decides against it. Goes for the sentry. Seeing how it didn't quite work out the previous time, I don't blame him. Switching it up a little bit. Zest was quite adamant about getting all of those units out as early as possible. Little probe, never gonna get away anymore. The pylon may have disappeared, but that Stalker was bound to show up right in front of him. Zest being a little bit annoying with that pylon right here, of course. Gonna delay Classic his expansion. Sentry has to get involved as well, just kind of showing it, but well, he went for the Stargate behind this as well, so I guess he has bigger fish to hide. Might get scattered pretty soon though with those hallucinations flying around. Since doesn't look like that will be stopped anytime soon. So gets a scout on the Stargate, realizing that there will be an Oracle coming out pretty soon. Little Phoenix there, of course, not really. Oh my, there's nothing at the front door, Zest. You forgot to put a probe there. Oh man, that is a rough way. That is a rough way to go, but let's see how many kills we are going to have. Okay, only 3. I thought that would be more. Good bit of, you know, crisis management there from Zest. Only the 3 probes. Immediately Classic, though, he's like, oh, I got in there. I should make some more. Let's try that again. Zest clowning around. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, what he... To be fair, right, from his kind of perspective, he saw his opponent went for the Sentry Stalker. And normally, if you do want to do adept pressure, you would use them as the first 2 units, right? Because you just have more chances of making it work. This time around, look at that. It's not even going to go for it. I don't blame him. Doesn't want to have those adepts. Just chill a little bit here. Zest not even trying to block this main door anymore. He knows he has enough Stalkers here to shut this down in time. Trivial mistakes. I mean, there's 3 probes overall. It's annoying, but I don't think it's a lost game, you know. 7 probes, however, 8 probes. Maybe 9. Oh, he hit the Nexus. Oh, could have been 9. But you know what? 8 probes. That could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. Especially if you are going to lose even more. That probe right there. Zest definitely not feeling it today, it seems. Now realizing that there's more adepts in his base. Just not quite aware of the situation, it seems, in the back side of the Classic map. How do I call this? The other side of the map, basically. There is a bit of trouble here, actually. One Immortal going to have to combat quite a couple of Stalkers here. Probes being pulled as well. Force Field attempted to block out those Stalkers a little bit. And now, oh, Zest came in with the 2 sentries. Will be blocking the main ramp. This is quite the power move. Only lets the probes through. He's like, yeah, I'll kill the probes. Those guys can come out, but the rest of you just stay up there. This is insane. This is massive play here from Zest. Oh, doesn't have the force field energy anymore. Ah, that is rough, but he gets the Nexus. Some of the Stalkers not quite microed correctly on the way out, but I mean, getting that Nexus, it's probably good enough to make up for the 21 probes he's lost. Probably. That was nutty. Didn't even realize he was sending in 2 lone sentries as well at the same time. Quite a daring play, but man, it definitely worked out. You know, sometimes when people run across the map, when they just lost a bunch of workers, it can feel a little bit desperate, right? It can feel a little bit desperate. Now, Zest movement there, it had a little bit of that feeling to it, right? It's like, okay, I need to do something right here, right now. But he made it look like he was just planning to do that all along. Most likely something he has done before. Because he didn't take a second to think about it, he just went for it. Coming in with a couple more Stalkers here. This Immortal with the shield battery should be enough to keep that home base secure. See if the Immortals are enough over here as well to break them through. Third base for a Classic. Alright. No Immortals yet for Zest, which is a big deal. Firepower for Classic is just going to be superior here, and I don't think that the shield batteries are going to be sufficient. When you're up against 2 Immortals. Oh, the One Prism, a great snipe on that One Prism, trying to ferry the Immortal to safety with the blink forwards. And that is going to be enough indeed. A wonderful, wonderful snipe there from Zest. Taking out the most important assets in one foul swoop. He's alive, still. 26 probes down, but he's alive. He's got 30 army supply versus 18. He might be able to get some more work done here, right? This is enough Stalkers to just jump on those Immortals again. Classic, he's got to be careful. He has to be careful here. Only forcing Zest a bit backwards. Zest not completely sure how big this army is, I would assume. And he just wants a lot of distracting forces, of course. Oh no, the Immortal blocking the pylon from being constructed as he was walking out of there. But it looks like those adepts aren't going to do anything anyway, so... Where does that leave us? I guess Zest ahead with 9 workers. Alright, make that 6 now. You did make that look like I just wasn't good at counting. Just more and more Immortals coming out of Classic. Seems like Zest taking a page out of that book as well. We're back kind of in a somewhat equal position now. Quicker third base for Classic, kind of helping him out, getting the probe count back to where it needed to be. Let's see the units lost stab, and you know what, bit favoured for Zest, definitely favoured for Zest, but then the income advantage this time around actually favoured for Classic, so... Yeah, you can see in the overall supply, Zest still with a slight lead in that army, but the quality of army for Mr. Classic here, I mean, 4 Immortals, nothing to scoff at. Definitely worth, like what was it, 8 more army supply in, I guess it's more now actually. Oh, it's around that number, right? Around 10 worth extra supply for the units. Probably. Disruptors. Now they're even more worth in their supply. As long as you hit the shots, of course. Templar Archives for Classic, as we have Zest adding on another Robo. Just doubling down on the Disrupt attack, I would imagine, where we have Classic still banking on a bit of an in-between, well, composition with the Archon Zealot variable. Should do alright against this force, to be fair. Disruptors don't really enjoy fighting Zealots all too much. They're quick, they're nimble, they're right on top of your own units. Making it very difficult to land those shots, of course. And Classic, what is this Classic? Taking a 4th base on the 9 o'clock. Skipping a couple of other locations, trying to keep it obscured and hidden for his opponent. Very fancy type of play, and yeah, Zest, none the wiser, is checking around this area, but never quite knew about that other base. Does spot the army of Classic moving in forwards. Army for Zest could start getting into position now. Love to see those disruptors already ready for getting their round missiles out. Classic decides, no, let's go the other way. 4th base for Zest as well. I guess with a game that's been, you know, a bit back and forth like this, it's very difficult to really say in what type of position you are in the game. So perhaps you're just trying to get yourself into a maxed out supply situation at this moment in time, so you can... Oh, God. That's just unlucky, isn't it? Ah, it's just unlucky. You might get jumped on again. You might get jumped on again. That blink is ready. I don't know if Zest wants to do a jump here forwards, but his army's looking quite a bit more terrifying. Okay, Disrupt is now available for Classic as well. That blink for Zest, blinking forwards. It's a good thing he didn't follow my my plan as much, because otherwise he would have been blown apart by those disruptors. That's why I'm just kind of, you know, talking about the game. So I would get all my units killed quite quickly in the game of StarCraft 2. Especially going up against one of these guys. That would be trouble. That'd be 2 adepts. Actually, there would just be 1 adept. 1 adept probably would be enough for them to kill me. There's a lot of zealots here. Probably not the best time to make a play. Looks like Zest, assuming that it only was a single zealot there, kind of for scouting purposes. No, he is sending that observer. Okay, no, he's just setting it up over here. So I don't think he knows about the amount of zealots that was set up. Of course, this army movement, that is pretty clear to him. Be already a good moment here for Classic to start moving those zealots in. He does want to try to apply pressure here, at least. None of the disruptors went along with the main army. Perhaps Zest, you know, seeing the size of this force that is available for Classic and thinking to himself, you know what? You should have more. Where is it? I'm going to keep these disruptors, all of them, on this side. Oh, there we go. Well, it's about as good of controlled disruptor shot as I've ever seen one. The sentries falling for Zest as well. Not the biggest of deals. We do have Archons available now for Classic. Ooh, the Zealots coming in again here. They do not have an upgrade advantage actually. The upgrade advantage went into Zest's favor. And now Classic kind of realizing that he's not going to be able to break his opponent on the full base. Will be moving backwards, and both of them starting their transition into carriers. Zest a little bit further ahead though on the carrier department, making 3 at a time. Already has the fleet beacon here, and is working on his air weapon upgrades. So with both players trying to go into air, I would say this is looking phenomenal for Zest so far. Already having the 3 carriers, so yeah, only 2 carrier production here for Classic. He's gonna have to find another way than just the carrier battle. He will lose that, unfortunately. Oh my god! Well, that was a lot. That was a lot of stuff going down right then and there. Zest finding the perfect opportunity to launch some heat-seeking missiles from those disruptors. Classic does find a bit of an opportunity here, perhaps with his Zealot run-by, but here's a lot of static defense. There's still some disruptors nearby as well. Static defense might not be enough. It's a good warping though. Solid stuff there from Zest. And yeah, only loses a couple of cannons, really. Never a good thing when you're losing more money in comparison to your opponent when you're trying to do aggression. Yup. This is bad. This is really bad for Classic. Six carriers out right now. I mean, he's just producing more of them, and he started producing them earlier on. And he has better upgrades for them. Like, what are you supposed to do as Classic here? I guess you're gonna want to try to just do counter-aggression, but counter-aggression seems to just be what Zest is expecting here, and he's just so entirely ready for it. It just doesn't quite seem fair, almost. Pops in a couple of DTs himself, has the carriers there as well. Should be able to keep everything safe here. Are there still DTs available for Classic? I don't think so. Oh no, there is. There's one. So he will continue on. I guess this is the more important battle. Actually. Ooh, wow, okay, he gets all the disruptors to warp. Isn't that for Zest? No, wait a moment. That was confusing. No, okay, it was Starkers warping in. Is this? What? Bit shocked as how well this is still going for Classic. He's still dying though, right? Right? What is happening? You know what? I don't know anymore at this point. That's alright, yeah. Classic is dying. There we go. Oh, that's rough. It looked like the warp prism was there for Zest, and then he was warping in, but then, like, it just seems like blue Stalkers appeared instead of red Stalkers. I guess they just blunked from the natural base onto the location just as the warp in finished, which made it look very weird. So I was just sitting there being like, that is a red warp prism, right? Oh my god, Zest steps out. Alright, well, that shows. I don't know what's happening. Okay, so somehow tying up that series right there, the blue Protoss in the top right side, Alpha Axis. Classic. To be fair, he had a phenomenal start, so Zest really just going to equalizing out things. And then the 4th base for Classic being there that early on, really helping out as well. Anyway, the man I thought was winning that previous game, but couldn't quite tie the knot around the noose, and then the noose around Classic. It's Dragon Phoenix Gamers. Zest. What is happening? This is why I need to pay attention more so. Also, like, I'm a bit off my game, I feel like, today, overall. I'm not trying to make... I guess I am trying to make excuses. Yeah. Early morning. A little bit of the sniffles, and I pulled a muscle yesterday as well. Which is causing me to be in some pain. actually, if I move it the wrong way. Cybercore, double gates, Cybercore, double gates. Ah, yes, I know this one. I've seen other Protoss do it. I'm a bit of a Protoss watcher myself. Some might say. A Protoss enthusiast. Two Stalkers for both. Bit of a mix-up this time. Could be fun to see both of them trying to move themselves out on the map aggressively. Classic, not putting the pylon there. Looks like he's gonna go for the Nexus block instead. No, he's hanging around. He's still gonna die. Alright, yeah. Oh. Almost shot his own probe down. You know... Oh, no, never mind, actually. I was thinking that you could try to hide what units you have for this pylon by lining up the shots of the Stalkers, right? Set one Stalker a little bit behind the other Stalker and then have that Stalker shoot just a fraction of a second quicker. So the projectile is being shot actually overlaps with one another and it only looks like one Stalker is shooting your ass. Then I realized that the thing attacking the building now is out of range. It actually does kind of show you what's attacking it, doesn't it? Even though it's still in the fog of war. Yeah. Alright. A robo play from Classic with a Twilight from Zest here. Neither of them going for the Stargate. It's probably the most fun thing to see, right? Phoenix versus Phoenix in PvP. That's what I would say. Or maybe that's just because they haven't quite seen it enough. I just remember that it produces a lot of those moments where it's like, if only they knew the actual count of Phoenix that his opponent has right now. If only they knew. Really emphasizing kind of the idea that StarCraft is a game with imperfect knowledge. Well, at least the depths here, finding themselves a reasonable amount of probes, gets no, never mind, 3 of them. 4, no, he does get 4 of them. Definitely a quick Nexus for Zest right now. Classic following the path of the Immortal once again, bringing him victory the previous round. He's going to try to rely on those guys once more. May it be in time though, let's hope so for him. There's a good amount of Stalkers with that blink coming in. The 2 sentries are there as well. I think we're just going to see Zest do the exact same thing we saw him do the previous time as well. Here we go, Hallucinated Phoenix up into the main base. Classic's going to come in here, chase this down. Is he going to keep some of his units on the low ground this time around? Yes, he will. He needs to get that Robo here, that Immortal, incredibly important. The production, pretty important as well, I would say. Not to underestimate the importance of the Cybercore either. And there it is. Okay, these sentries for Zest this time around, not really going for the force fielding ramp. I guess he saw the army of Classic, not really everything moving up on top of that main base, so deciding against that idea this time around. The depths on the other side of the map, not finding anything, unfortunately for Classic. So a big bump in production. The the blue Protoss is suffering right now. Same problems, of course. This third base is slower. And he just took a worse fight overall, losing 4 adepts, the Cybercore, the Pylon, 5 probes. Whereas Zest only 2 adepts and 4 probes. So, yeah, that's a good bit of damage there by Zest. But then again, you never know with these two. Thought somebody was winning the previous round a couple of times, and then I thought the other player was winning, and then we thought the other guy was winning up until the end, and then suddenly the other guy still won, so can never quite tell. At least in some games. In the others, you know, it gets painfully clear quite quickly, but these two fighting one another, it's kind of fun and very much back and forth, and both players capable of finding ways to make a comeback happen against one another. It's very fun to see. Army Full Classic could be a little bit in an awkward position here though. Let's see if it's gonna be okay. 4 Immortals actually here, Full Classic. Wants to have the Archon with the Force as well, I imagine. Reasonable bit of force fielding there. Of course, we have the Blink upgrade only available for Zest here. As the Immortals for Classic trying their best. The Archons now getting involved as well. A lot of these Immortals shooting away at Zealots. The Archons shooting away at Stalkers. That's just not enough. Zest with the cleaning up of an entire army. Guess I moved my shoulder there in the absolute worst way. Oh, Classic! Classic. Classic. Being a little juvenile little boy again with those probes, isn't he? Yes. Running around blocking gateways of his opponent. It's excruciating, I tell you. We try to race this boy, but yet he is just so insufferable. Pretty cool, though. Pretty cool. Getting there in time. Making the wall a little bit more difficult for Zest to make. Yeah, so far it definitely seems like Zest is having the upper hand in this matchup. Even the game Classic 1, it kind of felt like Zest was in the position to win that game. And just kind of let it slip through his fingers. That's a dead probe. Flee, little probe, flee! It's nice that he still, you know, sends it off as far away as possible, trying to get those Stalkers out of position. Fortunately, they are already back, but, you know, these Adepts kind of aware of where they are at. Probe in position, won't allow them to get through any longer. And what do we have over here? Zest, are you not interested in a Nexus? Are you not interested in a Nexus at all? No, sir. It doesn't appear to be the case. He's making a 4-gate blink play off of 1 base. That could be quite exciting. Now, for Mr. Classic, Classic is going 3-gate Stargate. So, would like to see him go for a Void Ray here. Otherwise, he could be in trouble. He's gonna have 2 Stalkers. Yes, 4 Adepts on the other side. They will have to just complete this shade. Please complete this shade. There we go. Alright, realizing the Stalkers are on the other side of the map. There's the shield battery there. Do we have shield batteries on the other side of the map? I don't believe we do. 2 Stalkers being walked in. These Adepts desperate to try and get themselves through. Get the probe. That could mean a clean entryway onto the probe line right now. The Stalkers full Zest on the other side of the map. Looks like they are trying to make their way back to the home front now as well. The Adepts Splitting up a little bit, trying to make it more difficult for these probes to get good surrounds. How many do we get? 6 of them? 7 of them, alright. Classic getting 7 probe kills in total, and well, Zest getting a trouble sandwich, really. Nice. Trouble sandwich. A knuckle sandwich. Oh, this is rough. Oh, losing a stock. Okay, does get it out of there. Good thing he has that blink upgrade, huh? It's another problem. You think he has a shield battery now? Oh, there's 5 stalkers here. That's a good amount. He's just gonna sack his oracles. Alright. 6 more probes. Back to 14 workers here for Zest. He's in a lot of trouble still. The double knuckle sandwich coming right down the throat. As Classic is getting ready for another serving of a knuckle sandwich of his own. Good amount of stalkers here who do have the blink upgrade, so I mean the stalker numbers might be a little bit similar, but Zest should just have the upper hand here. Although that's enough stalkers to one shot apparently. Should still be able to blink away before those projectiles hit you and just negate every bit of damage if you are target firing like this as Classic. This would be a big deal, imagine that. Just all the stalkers not shooting for a little bit like that. It's pretty much the same thing, right? Same idea. Surprised Classic is trying to hold up on this high ground for... Alright, needs to get himself out of there. Blink forwards could devastate him perhaps here as well. But Zest wants to be efficient here, wants to utilize that blink for optimal trading. There we go, now feeling the pressure really. Moving on forwards. Second base for Zest. Not an unlikely thing to get here, I would say, but... if he senses weakness, he might just go full throttle forwards and just keep warping in more and more stuff. Now he's making sentries. Alright, looks like the containing of the main base is going to take into effect. Zest not moving himself up onto the ramp. I think he has an opportunity to do so. I mean, honestly, all you do is make something that sees up on the high ground. And you just make a little, what do we call it? A little blink play up onto here, and I mean, what do you do as Classic, you know? But Zest playing it safe, playing it super safe. 3 stalkers versus 4. One of them has blink, one of them doesn't. Another one has a warp prism. Warp prism definitely wants to stay alive here, try to get another warp in off. And again, Zest is moving backwards right now with pretty much everything he's got, so leaving the entirety of the Classic's base. Uh-oh. Alright, no, he's good. Making it a bit exciting there. Almost losing everything. Gets that Warpism out of there. 22 workers versus 23. Zest may have lost a lot of them, but it looks like he is still in a pretty good spot. Economically speaking, just traded out a lot more efficiently. Do have 2 Immortals now available though for Classic. Is that going to be enough to start the counter-offensive? Robo for Zest still coming up, of course. Neither of these players still considering the expansion. Maybe Zest is right now. He's starting to save up quite a bit of money. May have to spend that money on Stalkers though. There we go. 2 more Stalkers being warped in right away. Seeing this force of Classic coming in. Oh, great force fields. Grabbing one of the Immortals, but a good pickup with the Warp Prism. The Warp Prism though no longer gonna be around. These Immortals in a lot of trouble, and the blink right on top does manage to get rid of them. Is it gonna be enough to get rid of the rest? It looks like it will be. GG is called once again. Zest takes game number 4. Both players going for the low ground ramp this time. First time for anything. Yeah, it's funny to see these Korean Protoss players never really going for the low ground, unless if there's a ramp, and then suddenly all of them are taking the low ground wall, or the lower ground wall, I suppose you could call it. Little hidden pylon right there, out to confuse Zest, or perhaps cause him a bit of a stir in the bottom side of his belly, that we refer to as panic in most cases. Both players going for the Stargate. Classic hiding his Stargate as well, near that pylon right there. Doesn't want to just give it away for free. Both of these players have made a Zealot, or made the investment into a Zealot off of the one gate. It's kind of how you do approach this setup, of course, with the Stargate. Zest finds the Stargate. Kind of be feeling a bit better about himself now. Deb realizing, wait a moment, you're one of the probes I'm supposed to kill. He's gonna be able to just chase it down. Ooh, a recall actually. Just doesn't hit in time. Good efforts, good efforts. Full wall off here for Zest. Could be a bit of trouble, of course. May have to break down a building here down the line. I think he will be okay. Depth looking for anything really to shoot at. Here we go. Also a complete wall up for Classic. Isn't going to allow anything in. How is this probe for Classic still in the main base, by the way? This has just been here for the entire game, hasn't it? Did he just put down a pylon? He just put down a pylon. He actually just put down a pylon. Is he going to try to warp stuff in here? Like, what was the plan? Was he just trying to get more distance between his probe and that Zealot? He's hiding it now. Look at this. He's just hiding the probe. He's made another pylon. Why is he trying? Does he have a dark shrine or something? No. But he is definitely trying. You can't blame a guy for trying. That was very fun to see, to be fair. Singular Adept is going to be able to shade away here. Can't blame a guy for trying. That was a fun little probe. It's the most fun I've ever seen a probe have, honestly. It's a lot of Phoenix as well, isn't it? Both of them onto 5 Phoenix, going up to 6. Zest definitely having an advantage if he has that fleet can be completed as the first player here. An essential upgrade to get, of course, that Phoenix range. As soon as you have it, it's pretty much impossible to lose the Phoenix versus Phoenix battle. Unless if you're just super careful. We have seen it happen before, actually. Haven't we? The guy with just superior Phoenix numbers and the upgrade, and then he's just like, you know what, I'm too scared to attack right now. I'm not sure if I'll win, so I don't want to do it right now. Wow, I can't believe it's happening. It's actually happening. We are going full scale Phoenix versus Phoenix. Both these players doubling down on the Phoenix production. A little probe making the pylon in the wall to try and get himself out of there. We'll be able to get that probe on the other side. Start up a Nexus. Weird thing about Phoenix versus Phoenix, I suppose, as well, is that you know that your opponent is also going for Phoenix, and if you move across the map, you give your opponent the advantage of not just, you know, having the closer by production, so most likely have the bigger number of Phoenix, but also shield batteries. It'll be a massive thing here, of course. Phoenix upgrade for Zest has been completed, but he got a little bit too close to the Phoenix of Classic. Classic realizing the upgrade is completed, so he's going to try to stick it out of here. And, you know what, just juking and diving back and forth in this fight. So far, trading out fairly equally. But Zest, of course, still out on top with 3 Phoenix remaining now. 2 more coming in. So we have a 5 Phoenix versus 3 situation in favor for Zest. Finds himself another probe. Wait a moment, was this? We do not have shield batteries anywhere for Classic. That could be a big problem. Has to warp in a couple of those Stalkers. Anything really. Now starting to lose probes quite quickly as well as more units for Zest. Looking like they are starting to march across the map here. Let's take a look. It's a Zealot. Just a Zealot. Nothing more, nothing less. It's alright. Surprised Zest isn't setting up shop on top of this Stargate over here and just shoot down any, you know, Phoenix that's about to arrive. Here's the problem as well. We have 3 Phoenix being created at the same time for Zest and only 2 of them. Right, yeah, 3 Stargates versus the 2 Stargates here. Players kind of just picking up the loose pieces on the board. A very tough situation for Classic here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get himself through here. Just by, you know, the fact that he's only making 2 Phoenix at a time. Does have the upgrade for the Phoenix now, so that advantage is no longer available. Yeah, Classic, he just can't engage these opposing Phoenix right at this moment. 16 versus 11. The gap is just getting bigger and bigger. We may have ourselves a 4-1 score. But at least we got to see some Phoenix versus Phoenix. Battery overcharge. Oh, that is rough. There's just too many Phoenix here for Zest. Way too many. Finally, 3 Phoenix production. But once there's Zest, it's like, you know what, I'll always have more Phoenix. I'll always have more Phoenix. Classic realizes that this is just a battle that he's not gonna win anymore. GG is called. Zest takes game number 4 as well. And a very quick, very decisive 4-1 victory overall. Well done indeed, Zest.